And I think that's where we met, right?
Yeah, like right after I got off the phone with you, I called my manager. I was telling him what was going on, and he's like, Jackie, don't call him back. And I was like, as I was pressing connect with LinkedIn.
I won't, don't worry.
Don't worry, I'm not going to do it. He doesn't know that I'm talking to you right now. Like, I considered telling him, but I was like, no, it'd just be weird. Hey, I just started a podcast with this random dude I met on the phone that I was supposed to pitch for this thing. And you know, we're best friends now. Thank you.
Welcome to another week of dysfunction. Here's Jackie and Matt.
Okay, finally. I guess we're
recording.
We're live.
Yay.
Well, not live. We're live on recording. So
I wish this was a radio show. No, I don't, because then I can't edit out all the stupid things they say just in case.
Yeah, all the terrible things.
Actually, the first podcast I ever heard was my mom was dating a guy named Vinny, and he was a dentist, and he had this podcast on the weekends or on Sunday talking about dentistry and diet and all this kind of stuff. And he was the first podcast or idea of podcast I ever heard. I was like 12, 13. And I loved it. I loved listening to him, but it was live on the radio. So you would have to go at a certain time to listen to him. A lot of views too. It was like West Palm. He was pretty good.
Where is that? Florida?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Like nice area of Florida, like where all the old people live.
Oh my God. This was a long time ago, maybe 3 years ago. I was having like lunch with a couple friends and their girlfriends, and I was talking shit about Florida, and I was like, man, I wish that state would just like fall off of the US and sink into the ocean. Or like drift off into the ocean. And she goes, what? We can't let Florida like drift off like that. I'm like, why? And she goes, I don't want it to get any warmer here. And I was like, what?
Oh, that's true.
Wait, no, it's not.
Yes, it is. Because if Florida ends up being like covered with water, it's going to get hotter here.
Oh, it's sunk, yes. But if it drifted off into the ocean.
Okay, you're thinking like remove itself from the United States and just drift off to the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever thought like maybe there's an island in the middle of the ocean that we still don't know?
Oh, I'm sure there is.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because I always think that that's a thing, and then I'm going to go sailing one day, and I'm going to go find this mysterious island, and it's going to become mine.
I mean, despite the fact that Google Earth definitely has the whole Earth mapped, it has a lot.
Well, what if they don't? What if there's like a pocket in the Earth, like the triangle, the Bermuda Triangle is actually a like travel machine or some type of door to another universe that opens up another island for you. And
exactly. Like
can't do that.
We haven't reached the bottom of the ocean yet. There could be like something down there that leads to like a whole other like layer.
Or like a pocket Earth. Like we go yeah, like you go so deep in the ocean, it's like this pocket Earth. like you have you seen Ice Age?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know which Ice Age. It was the one with the dinosaurs under the Earth.
I think that was Ice Age, the third one.
I think so. Maybe. What if it was a pocket Earth like that, but under the ocean?
It'd be pretty freaking cool, actually.
Exactly. And we just don't know yet.
Well, it's because we're trying to go to space instead of figuring out what's under us. So,
or what if it's something scary? Like we're on top of a huge octopus.
Oh, you mean sounds like something out of a fiction novel. Oh, like 10,000 Leagues Beneath the Sea.
Wait, what's that?
I don't know. I've never read a book.
I'm pretty sure you have.
I've never read one back, like front to back. I've perused. Really? No, maybe. I don't know. Not recently.
I'm at my desk right now, and I have a whole bookshelf of books that I've read. I love to read, but most of it's like business, marketing, or like
that's what I read. That stuff, and then obviously now how to do magic tricks, as most recently spoiled by me. I got my 400th deck of cards today, and I'm starting to think I might have a problem.
Wait, so can you do any magic tricks, like real magic tricks?
Sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think magic is real?
No. Well, I didn't until about right around when I met you, actually. Because remember I suggested that maybe it's possible, if you believe that we're all connected, that there's a way that you could, I guess, help yourself, help other people by having, like, influencing and making everyone around you, like, do certain things. You know what I mean? Like, having everyone else help you out so that you could help the rest of, it's like, what do you call it?
Like
It's
cohesive thinking?
Yeah, kind of. Almost exactly. I would call it something like that.
But you don't think that you could have that with, like, through meditation, like the idea of connecting your mind with someone else so that y'all could have, like, a horde of a horde of minds mixed together.
A mind meld?
Yeah.
I do believe in that. It's like alpha state or beta state.
But would that be magic?
I would call that magic, yes.
Why? Magic, I think, like...
Magic
like,
suspends belief, disbelief. That's right. Sorry, go.
I don't know. I think magic would be like something appear out of nowhere or disappear out of nowhere, or like, what else would I consider
You're
magic?
thinking
I don't
in, like,
know.
traditional sense of, like, something you would see.
Like Harry Potter.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. That makes sense.
Do you think that magic is real, or like?
I hope it is, but I don't think so. I feel like we'd have more evidence of it at this point, but obviously that would be some spell that they could do that would make us forget what we saw, like the neuralizer from Men in Black. And
what if people just forgot?
It's possible. Maybe we used to have magic and
like
dragons.
I know. So I was telling you about TikTok earlier, and it goes by your algorithm and everything like that.
I know.
My algorithm is, lesbians. A lot of naked girls. Not naked, but like mostly nude girls dancing.
This might be mostly my fault.
No, don't say that.
It's the one account. I have not been watching it, except for that one girl who hit herself in the head with the basketball. I saw that about 200 times.
Of course.
Sorry.
And then also I have like they're not witches, but they like call themselves, they're Wiccan, I guess, but they believe in magic. Like they believe in fairies, and they believe in like, but do you think that they're crazy, or do you think that those are real?
I feel like the people that buy into it are generally crazy. I'm not saying the ideas can't be real. I'm just, based on my own personal experiences, tend to find that people that are into that stuff tend to have a lot of cats. I'll say it that way. Is that fair?
I guess. I don't know, because part of me believes in it because it's all based off of paganism. It's all based off some type of religion that made them believe that these things are real and that they were just forgotten because people have moved on with their lives. But then you're also, like, if you really think about it, that could be possible because technology, what we have today, is a lot different than what we had before. It could have been a lot more advanced than what we have today because there was libraries that were burned down. There was technology that was taken from us. And like pyramids, they're fucking weird. Like you look at them and you think, how could someone come up with that? But you also don't know, like the technology that's spoken in them through hieroglyphics were lost and forgotten. So what if magic was lost and forgotten, just like
space travel, like we got here from another planet?
Yeah. Like what if we just don't know and it was forgotten, or like I don't know how to explain it.
Very plausible. And I would love if that were the case. I hope it turns out to be, because that would make a great story.
But we wouldn't be alive for it, you don't think? Or we find out after our death, like someone tells us, oh, these are all real.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool. Or if we end up inventing that time machine we were talking about.
That too.
We could go figure it out. But we can't leave any evidence.
I don't want to go that far.
Nah, I don't either. I think we'd
I don't want to get
permanently.
Stuck there. Yeah, I feel like we'd fuck something up or get stuck there permanently.
Oh, that's probably the bigger worry. I was more worried about doing something that makes me not born somehow.
Oh, it would suck.
Like step on a twig somewhere and somehow this just changes the whole course of time.
And then you just disappear from my side. I wouldn't even know, actually. Yeah, I wouldn't know because then you would have never existed.
Right.
And then I would have gone through life not knowing that you existed. And then I was just randomly in one place in a different time. And then I got left there.
Oh my gosh, that's a mind fuck. You'd be like, I'm getting deja vu. Why? And that was it. That'd be your only thought.
Exactly. It'd just be a deja vu.
Oh, that would be awful. Is that what deja vu is?
No, I think deja vu is like you're
Past
looking
life?
for another, past life or another life in a mirroring world.
Oh,
Something like
yeah.
that.
Alternate dimension view.
Or you had a dream about it, because sometimes I have dreams about things that are going to happen, and then they happen like years later, and then I feel like I have deja vu, but it's really a dream that I had. That's fucked.
Oh, that is fucked.
Yeah, that happens to me a lot too.
Speaking of dreams, by the way, I'd like to touch on this really quick. I was listening to the last episode we did, and I was telling you, I tried to one up you with the dream about having sex with my brother.
Yeah.
And your first question was, so you're bisexual?
I didn't know. I had to ask.
Well, what's funny about this to me is that was your first question. Wasn't about the incest. It was about the bisexuality.
Wait, ew.
So I just wanted to point that out. I guess it was implied.
But incest is going to happen. There's a lot of couples out there that don't know that they're related, and they end up being related. Like, did you see the two twins that ended up being together, not knowing they were twins, and they're both gay?
Whoa.
And they were dating each other. Yeah, it's a pretty, known. Yeah, you need to look that up. Like,
I definitely do after this.
They're attractive, too.
That's going to ruin our TikTok algorithms. I'm sure. No, don't look them up on TikTok. I got it.
Yeah, but they are on TikTok, I believe.
Oh,
but yeah, they were lost at birth or adopted or something like that. They found each other, loved each other, found out they were twins from one of those
23andMe's.
Yeah, those. And yeah,
DNA or
the DNA testing.
Yeah, ancestry testing. Yeah,
it's crazy.
That is nuts. Oh, by the way.
What?
I forgot to mention. Welcome back to Fake Episode 3. We tried Episode 3 on Friday.
Oh, yeah. That did not go well.
It is now Tuesday, I think.
Tuesday? Oh, it is Tuesday. Wow.
I was going to go with Episode Untitled or The Universe Told Us to Go to Bed.
Yeah, seriously, they did. We couldn't get anything right. The sound was off. We kept pausing. It was just not going well, and I think it was because we were exhausted.
I think I fell asleep.
I don't think we were meant to do the podcast that day. Like, something in the universe was like, hey, y'all need to take a break.
Well, I think we had put together that we had done something over 140 hours each in 8 or 9 days.
Yeah, that's true.
And I keep seeing books and I guess blog articles on how to get your internet radio show published in 60 days or 90 days. And I'm like, 60 or 90 days? They're slacking. We did in 6, 7? But then we we took a 3-day break.
Yeah, we just needed a break, honestly.
Oh God, I was so overworked. I slept 13 hours 3 days in a row.
Holy shit. I wish. Artemis kept waking me up. She slept a whole night for the first time ever. A whole night. I was so proud of her.
Good for her.
Then the next day, she woke up 9 times. I'm like, you are doing so well. But honestly, I think it has to be with her stomach, or she's allergic to normal milk, because I'm trying to wean her off of breastfeeding.
Yeah. And
it's just not working. I think I'm just going to let her wean herself off, because I don't know what to do. I'm just going to listen to her. It's the only thing I can really do.
Yeah, I don't know. I do remember thinking it was weird when I would have friends. I'd go over to their house and they'd have a 4 or 5 year old brother still drinking breast milk. I always thought that was weird. So I was like, that's too far, a little bit. That's
too far. But I think at first before I had her, I was like, 1 year, that's too awkward for me. That's uncomfortable. A year and up shouldn't be breastfeeding in my head. But now that I have a daughter, I'm like, no, she still needs it. It makes sense, and it's not as awkward as I thought it was going to be.
Right.
Because I love her so much.
Right.
So I think I'll be
It's
fine.
unmatchable kind of love, right? That's what I hear.
Oh my, yeah, like I was laying in bed with her the other day and I just start crying. Like
Aw.
I love her so much. I started crying. I was like, I don't want anything bad to happen to her. Or like, I don't know.
I think I feel that a little bit when I hold really small dogs that are cute. I just want to hug them until they go to sleep.
Well, so there's this concept where when you find something super cute, you want to squeeze them to death.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, there's a psychological phenomenon that comes with that. It's like that you want to protect them and you love them so much you can't help but to squeeze them, and that's what causes it, or it causes you to protect them even more.
Oh my God, I just saw a comedian who was talking about that. He was like, he's like, you just squeeze it and a little too hard and it like yelps a little bit. And then you're like, shh, I'm going to protect you. I'm going to protect you from myself.
That's exactly, I heard that too.
God, I forget what stand-up special that was. I'll have to hunt that down. It was pretty
I think
funny.
it's on Netflix.
It is on Netflix.
Yeah. I don't remember who it was, but I do remember that joke. I thought it was hilarious, and I was like, exactly.
Oh, it was the Bill Burr Presents.
Was it?
Yeah, I think. I forget the guy's name though.
But I'm still stuck on the magic thing.
Oh, let's get back to that then. So, you mean actual magic or my terrible attempts at it?
No, like fairies that walk you through a forest. And stop laughing at me.
That's the kind of art I like.
Really? I do too. I used to draw fairies in high school. I was that girl. I drew fairies and not wolves. My friend was a wolves girl. You know that girl that like loves wolves and wears a tail.
Yeah.
And she's a furry now, obviously. Should have saw that coming. But
wait, she what?
She's a furry.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
now the tail is attached to something else. Yeah, got it.
But I was a fairy girl. I used to draw fairies. I used to draw like magical, whimsical, spiderwick type things.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yes, at school. I was nerdy. Like I had cool friends, like really cool friends, but I was a nerd of the group.
You know what? I feel like I kind of was too, except I never got, I don't know. I never really got into like any of this stuff. Like I don't really like comic book stuff that much or Harry Potter stuff that much. It's like, I'm like super into like 3 specific things. It's not that
Sorry.
I don't. All right. It was nice chatting. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.
You have to love Harry Potter. Like Harry Potter is life.
I saw all 8 of the movies, and they were all very good. And I read the first 3 books as they were coming out, but then I kind of aged out of it.
You wasn't really aged out of Harry Potter.
It wasn't really cool to carry around like a thick Harry Potter book in like junior year of high school.
So,
except, yeah, I don't know.
I'm mad at you.
I'm trying to be the cool kid. Oh, why?
I'm mad at you.
Why? Oh, for not liking Harry Potter. That's right. I got it. Oh, and smoking.
Yeah, for smoking, not liking Harry Potter, we're done.
All right. Well, it's been nice chatting.
I know it has been. It's been a blast, but J.K. Rowling is life. And
I will say this. Those books are a lot more enjoyable than The Lord of the Rings were. And I know I'm going to get heat for this.
She's an amazing writer. She honestly is.
Those books were long and boring. I'm sorry. Throw shade.
No, not Harry Potter. Read a full book.
Lord of the Rings.
You never read a full book.
I've read a full book. I mean, does Dr. Seuss or the Berenstain Bears count?
Is it the Berenstain Bears?
No, it's Berenstain. It's that whole Mandela effect thing.
Do you believe in that, though?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, why?
Because there's too many things that are just like widely misremembered by everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
Just too many things.
But what if they remarketed? What if it was a marketing thing where they're like, oh, we need attention back at this, so let's change it slightly? Because the biggest one that I saw recently was Stitch, Lilo and Stitch, the movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Lilo and Stitch, the movie, the original, the big sister, this is the scene where they're screaming at each other, and the big sister is screaming at her. Lilo goes into a dryer, hides in the dryer, and her sister puts a towel down or a blanket down and tries catching her that way, okay?
Right.
Like, if you've seen the movie, you know what scene I'm talking about.
Yeah.
in Netflix, in that movie, it's a pizza box.
What?
She climbs into a pizza box. Yes.
That's not possible.
It is possible. You need to watch this. I'll send it to you later. And we'll also add it to our website and our Instagram so other people can see this.
Perfect.
But,
that's what we should have, like links to what we're doing. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
But they changed it to Netflix, and now everyone's talking about Lilo and Stitch again and rewatching the movie. What if it's a huge marketing ploy to make people rewatch the thing that they were forgetting about?
The books.
Yes.
Man, I never thought about that because I have seen some pictures of like it's spelled the way I remember it growing up, but those could very easily be doctored. And I remember seeing Aladdin in theaters when I was like, I don't know, 5 maybe. I really don't remember what year, 7. And there was a scene in the movie where Jafar like lets go of his like staff and it turns into a snake. Not him, the staff does. And Aladdin has to fight the staff snake. And I have never seen that scene again in any Aladdin anything. Like, I don't know where this whole memory...
I remember that too, but I had the VR...
VHS?
I had the VHS version, and it was the staff that turned into a snake.
Exactly! Thank you. I've never had anybody else agree with me on that one.
Yeah, no, it was on the VHS tape.
That's what I thought. All right, I'm going to have to find a VCR or a VHS player.
I think I might have one still. I have to go to my grandma's house. I think she still has my original VHS.
All grandmas have a VHS or VCR still.
No, she's just a hoarder, and she likes to keep all my old shit. But I'm pretty sure she has the original movie that I remember it from.
You should go check.
I'm going to now.
Does she live near you, or is she in Florida?
Yeah, she lives like 10 minutes from me.
Awesome. Great. Well, why don't you go do that? I'll host the show for a minute.
All right, bye.
Hopefully
I'll come back.
Less mad at me.
I'm not mad at you anymore.
Okay,
I forgive you.
I appreciate it very much.
But you never answered the magic question. Magic. Real, like Harry Potter, or not?
Right now, not.
Yeah. But
Ever?
what if...
Yes. I would wager that during maybe the Renaissance or like medieval times, I have a feeling. And maybe it's just hope. But I want it to have been real.
Okay. So what was that? Do you remember the library that got burned down? What was it called? The Babylon Library?
No, I don't recall this at all.
Okay. I'm going to look it up and I'll get back to you on that.
Sounds good. I don't know. I don't know much about libraries.
No, it was one of the famous libraries. The Library of Alexandria. So the Library of Alexandria, one of the largest, most significant library in the Egypt times, I guess.
Egyptian?
Larger research institution called the Museon. I don't know that word.
Just skip over it.
So it was an estimated range of 40,000 to 400,000 in height. And this is the 19th century library that was burned down. It is to believe that it had technology and research and ideas that were a lot more advanced than we are now.
And it was like the only copies of them, and it's all just gone?
I guess it was the only copies.
Where...
I don't know what happened, but all the stuff that was in that library was so important, and they were burnt down by, I don't know who, but it's
religious fanatics?
I guess. I don't know. But that's where I think all our ideas and technology that we no longer have now, it was so advanced that it had to be.
That would make sense.
And then we started all over.
Yeah, like, to build the spaceship that got us here.
Yeah, you never know.
We're going to sound like crazies, but I love it.
Oh, probably. Most of my ideas are crazy.
Yeah, it's true. I'm going to have to agree with you on that one.
Thanks.
No problem. Sorry, I was taking a sip. Oh.
But it has to be there has to be magic in some of those times, and we discovered it and then we forgot it or something. Maybe
this is the alternate reality where we burned that thing down instead of put it to good use.
Well, that's possible, yeah.
And deja vu is us casting spells in other dimensions, letting us see into theirs, just a brief glimpse.
And dreams.
Oh, yeah.
But your dreams are kind of like
my dreams are fucked up.
You want to talk about that for a little bit so people understand?
Sure. I don't know. I guess this might be all repeat. I tend to remember somewhere between 5 and 15 dreams a night, all in graphic detail, and I would say 90, 90 to 95% of them are just straight up horrific. They're me getting murdered or raped and murdered or eaten alive or burned alive. I know, it's so sad. I usually wake up either crying or screaming or laughing. Sometimes it's awkward laughter.
Aw.
I know.
So for someone that doesn't have anxiety or anything like that, does that affect you during your day?
No, not even a little.
Really?
No, it's actually kind of weird. I still love sleeping.
What?
I sleep like 10, 11 hours a night normally. 9, 10, 11.
What? How does that? Okay, that doesn't make sense to
I
me.
also have sleep paralysis sometimes. It's only like once a month. But like once a month, your brain will like shut off, all motor functions so you don't act out your dreams in your sleep.
Mm-hmm.
It shuts it off either just a click too early or doesn't turn it on as you wake up. And so you're stuck, you can't move, but you're awake. But because you can't move, you start hallucinating instead of dreaming.
Yeah, I have those too.
Those are terrifying.
Those don't bother me.
Oh, those are way worse than my dreams.
Really?
I can usually deduce or figure out. Sorry, I don't mean to sound all pretentious. I usually figure out when my dreams are dreams. There's usually a clue, like my feet are cemented to the ground, or I can fly.
Did you just make your words dumb enough for other people to understand?
I sure did.
Why?
I don't know. Deduce didn't sound like a word I should be using. It sounded a little more Sherlock Holmesy and Britishy.
I like that word.
I think you have to say
continue using it.
Deduced. There needs to be a Y in it, in the way you pronounce it. Otherwise, I think you.
I give you permission to use that word.
Okay, thank you.
But that doesn't make sense to me. You have all these nightmares, all these bad dreams, and none of it affects you during your day.
I don't think so.
Do you ever have to think, do you ever think about it and then get really anxious? Well, no, you don't even know what that feels like. What the heck?
I know.
I
have anxieties. Don't get me wrong. I don't know what general anxiety is. So I shake a little bit from all the drug abuse and back in the day. I actually shake a lot of it. It's not terrible. It's not like tremors or anything, but it's just, I'm trying to work on it with, the magic and the guitar and the lock picking now. It's another new one. But if I notice somebody notices, I could see somebody notice that I'm shaking, I get anxious about it, and it makes it so much worse. You
have anxiety about people noticing a flaw.
Ooh, that is a great way to put it. Because if you really think about it, I think it applies to more than that. That's just the one I'm most sensitive about. Interesting. Great insight.
For me yesterday,
great deduction.
Now you're just saying the word weird.
I know. You just asked me not to do that too. Sorry. Go for it.
No, yesterday I was having really bad anxiety. I have bad thoughts sometimes.
Yeah, intrusive thoughts.
Yeah, but they're thoughts of different things that I read. And I'm on the internet a lot, obviously. And not only is my job on the internet and talking to people all day, but I read an article of a man, and this is going to sound horrible and I might cry. A older gentleman raped a 6-month-old.
Ow.
Broke her ribs. He went to jail, but not long enough. I think it was 2 years or something like that.
Jesus Christ.
This thought kept coming in my head when I was with my daughter at the pool.
Right.
And thoughts like that come into my head all the time, but it was so bad yesterday. I was so scared that someone was going to hurt my daughter and do something like that to her that I started freaking out. I started crying. I
can understand that.
But it's not just that thought. It's everything that comes from the news, videos that I see, especially what's going on right now. I'm seeing all these videos.
Oh, I know.
All that, I think about it, and it goes in a loop in my head, and then I get anxious, and then I can't breathe, and then I just break down, I guess.
I empathize with you.
Do you go through that too?
I think we need to, because I think that's on the lost recordings from Friday, the Sleepy Time episode. Matt's chamomile episode. Oh, we should release that one day so people could fall asleep to it. It was crazy. Okay, we kept taking yawn breaks, I remember. God damn it. Okay, so you were talking about how, like, media has influenced you in a way that you're having bad thoughts about the safety of your child, right?
Well, not just the safety of my child, going throughout the day sometimes.
Oh,
it's like random anxieties that I get randomly, but it's not every day. It was just yesterday was so bad. Like, and I don't even know when she gets older, how am I going to talk to her about that? Like, am I going to tell her, hey, like, I don't want her to be afraid of men. That's one thing.
Right.
Okay? I don't want her to be afraid of anyone, but I want her to be strong. But I want her to take care of herself. But I also don't want her to like be so prude that, oh no, someone's going to rape me because I'm wearing a low-cut t-shirt.
Right.
Like, I don't want to put those things in her head. It wasn't fair for me growing up. Oh, Jacqueline, put this on because people are looking at you. Like, that idea, I don't want in her head. But how do I protect her from all that?
Just don't take her to a Catholic church ever.
Right?
That's a bad joke.
Right. No, that's not. It's true, sadly.
I think most of it is Catholic guilt. I'm sure a lot of religions have another version of it.
It's like women's guilt. It's like what your mom tells you as a child that you need to make sure that you follow so you don't get raped.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of sad. That's unfortunate, too. Men are kind of disgusting as a general group of people.
Girls, too.
It's
there
true.
Are women out there that we just hold it in our head. We don't talk about it. We don't do anything about it. It's just in our head. Well, some people do.
Yeah, and we just beat the fuck out of and kill other people, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's okay. Like, it's just being a woman.
Emotional damage or physical damage. Someone's going to get it, you know? All right, that was a bad joke. I apologize.
But, like, just daily anxieties, I'm just surprised that you don't feel that, but you have other, like, I don't want to say issues, but
oh yeah, I would call them issues.
Other mental blocks that you deal with that I just don't understand because I don't deal with those.
Right.
Like, I only understand a certain amount of mental walls, blocks, I don't know what to call them.
Issues, I think, would be the best.
But issues isn't the proper word, because issues meaning you have an issue that needs to be fixed.
Oh.
Some of the things that we go through don't need to be fixed. Like, anxiety is there for people to know what's safe and not safe.
Then I would just say something like your inner workings.
Yeah, let's do that. Inner workings.
Yeah, your brain's inner workings.
Like, you have these horrible dreams.
Yeah.
That I will never understand.
They're pretty rough. Yeah. I don't know why, especially because I have such a good memory of, like, most of them too. The ones that are really good though are pretty amazing, and it's so funny. I hope I can wrap this all up together because it makes sense in my head. So the 90% of dreams that are just terrible nightmares, right, are awful. But when I wake up and I remember all of them, I'll remember one or two that were just fantastic, like front to back, and would make excellent, like, movies or books or something if I had any desire to, or initiative to do so with them. I write a lot of them down if they're noteworthy, like just, notes to myself so I don't forget. But as soon as I read just a couple notes, it'll jostle my memory and I'll be able to remember the rest of it. So my argument is that those really fun, cool dreams that end up being, like, memorable are worth all the nightmares. Yet, as mentioned in a previous episode, the whole reason I'm not dating is because I don't think the 90% of dating that's terrible is worth the 10% that's amazing. I think it's funny how I'm willing to accept that trade-off in my dream world, but not in my real life. It almost feels like I'm maybe a little disconnected from reality.
Yeah, it seems like that.
Yeah,
but
it would seem that way. Weird.
No, it makes sense. Like, I understand you completely.
Thank you.
But, so your dreams.
Yeah.
I think you should do something with them. If they're, like, make a horror movie or, like,
yes,
some type of outlet to help you through them, I guess. Even if you're writing a book of many dreams to explain them, that'd be cool. I'll read that.
I should just, like, start writing each one down, just as much as I can about each one, and I could just, like, put a little blurb out somewhere about it. Maybe we compile them all one day.
That'd be cool.
That would be
But-
fun. You know what? Thank you for suggesting that. I think I'm going to do that.
Let's do that. That'd be fun.
Yeah, we'll make
But,
a
like,
blog.
I do
Put it in our
like
feed.
when you say the 10% of a relationship isn't worth the rest of it.
Yeah.
Why do you, like, you never talk about your exes? What happened in your past relationships that made you think that or made you want to?
It's not that terrible,
like
to be
your
honest
last
with you.
ex, what happened?
Um,
Give her a fake name, please.
let's call her Greg. Okay?
Tabitha.
No, no, we can't use
Tabitha.
that one. No, that's not a good one.
Why not?
That
Is
is
that
one.
her name? I knew it. Okay. Emily.
That one's safe. Okay, we're good.
Okay, Emily. What happened? She
you're
was
not
your
gonna be able
last girlfriend.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, fuck it. I don't mind delving into this. It's so dumb. It really is. So it's not anything specific that any one of them did. I mean, they all kind of cheated in my
Last girlfriend. Just the last girlfriend, not all of them. The last one. What happened?
All right, you want the quick story?
No.
She cheated.
Okay. Why?
The long version is we had different understandings of what that word meant.
What does it mean to you?
It means showing someone else any sort of affection while declining the one you're with, and in a committed relationship where
Give an example.
that is noted. I had a all right, so this was a little passive aggressive of me, and I understand this was a long time ago, and I probably could have handled it a little better. But I was like, "You've turned me down for sex 42 days in a row now."
You counted?
He was like, "Prove it," and I pulled out a calendar, and I was like, "So you see the ones with the X's on them? Yeah, those are them." And we had to cater an event that night.
Okay.
And that night, at the party we were catering, she made out with another girl right in front of me, like just to piss me off. So
You didn't find that attractive?
no, not while she's currently not like talking to me, picking fights with me constantly, and won't like even. I mean, she was turning her head away like from kisses.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
Did
at
you
that
ever
point,
ask her what she was going through?
yeah, of course,
Okay, what'd she tell you?
she said nothing.
Okay.
I know. See, it's not that
Well-
big of a thing, but when I'm,
It is a big thing.
yeah, it actually kind of.
It's a big thing because, like, in the I'm married, obviously. In the
Yeah.
relationship we're in now, my husband and I went through the same thing. And it was mostly when the beginning of our pregnancy or right before we were getting pregnant, he wouldn't have sex with me.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't understand why. And then as I've, like, gone to know him, I was going through a lot physically, and I was really sick at the time.
Oh,
And we were trying to get pregnant, and it wasn't working. We kept having miscarriages, and he just didn't want to have sex anymore. He
Oh,
felt
wow.
like sex is hurting her because it physically hurt to have sex too at that time.
but you wanted a kid that badly?
It was my only chance.
Well,
But, like, he didn't want to have sex, and that hurt. Yes, that hurt a lot. But he had a reason, and I've gone through the same thing where I just didn't want to have sex. It was either I was insecure, or
could have been that.
I kept having triggering thoughts about me being raped, or, like,
Wow.
it's always something.
Yeah.
So she probably didn't mean to do that to you.
No,
like,
I know.
Not
I-
have sex with you for that long, but
I have no ill
that
will.
wasn't right either.
We're still in touch was the reason I was apprehensive about talking about it. So there's a very good chance she's listening.
But how bad did that hurt you? Like, y'all broke up that day?
I turned around and I punched a brick wall the first time I've ever swung at anything, and I shattered my wrist.
You're a pacifist.
Yep, I passed a fist through a brick wall.
That was a good one.
It actually did not go through the brick wall. It very much stopped.
I don't think so.
No, it stopped it pretty quick with a lot of broken bones.
Ow.
So
Probably regretted that immediately.
yeah, pretty quick. It was the last time I ever hit anything.
Oh, I would hope so. But now, did that add to the facts why you don't want to date with someone or date anybody now.
Well, yes, it was that combined with, it was the first time I'd considered like turning back to, high school drugs.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like,
someone cheated on you.
ooh, Matt's brain can't handle this. So we're just going to avoid this and bury it deep. So that was one. Two was I can't go to bed like next to somebody if they've just like said like one of those little nitpicky things, just like
what?
I don't know, just like they're like, oh, so you didn't do the dishes. And you're like,
So
yeah, I can't
talk about it.
Well, then I can't go to bed. and I feel like every person I have been with has really enjoyed doing that. I understand that that's probably my fault because I probably have a bad picker. And that's the other reason why I kind of give up is one, bad picker, two, emotionally fragile, and three is, I don't know. I think that's pretty much it. I just don't think it's worth it for the chance, the chance at sex, I guess. I know there's more to it than that. I understand. Except there is like, my friends always ask the same question, like, there's got to be more to it. And I'm like, there really isn't.
No.
What do you get out of your relationship with your girlfriend, right? And they'll usually say something along the lines of, somebody to share my life with. I'm like, I share my life with you guys and my family. Like, well, who do you tell
you're looking for something unique that you get from a partner.
Correct.
Okay. Something
and
unique.
I do not see anything unique currently, but I think it's because of the bad picker.
I think something unique that I get from Grayson is I have someone that I could be truthful, completely myself without judgment. And you can't say that about a friend.
I can. My friend. Well, yeah.
No, because everyone is always putting a mask. If you're not with someone 24/7 with no breaks with someone, that person has never seen you true.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm kind of an open book though.
Yeah, you are an open book. But like my husband has seen me in the hospital for months. My husband has seen me shit myself in the car. My husband has seen me.
All my friends have seen me shit myself.
That's sad. Like my husband has seen me on stage working. Like he's seen me through everything. And he's still there saying, hey, I choose you every day. And he shares all my like weird ideas. And even if he doesn't agree with them, he's still there to see it, you know? That's something that you can't share with friends because they're always coming and going and they have their own lives. They do.
That's what I've noticed. Not only that is I feel like expectations are not managed correctly generally in these kinds of friendships. Like I actually had this written down to bring up too, which is kind of weird. It was, I heard this quote. It was, all my friends count on me like people count on two hands when they're bad at math. So I had this come up often where like, I seriously, I will call out of work. I will drop everything I'm doing. If anybody calls me and just says, I need help, whatever it is, whether, they're crying and they need a hug or they literally just need to like move a couch. Like I'll call out of work to be there. Right. And then I expect the same thing in return and don't often get it. I mean, I do get it a lot, but not 100% of the time. So it's not fair of me to expect that back if I'm doing them a favor. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So there's two things I'm hearing, and I want to ask you one more question before I make this assumption.
Okay.
The girlfriend you had previous to the one that we just spoke about, Emily, we'll call her. And we'll call the other one.
It's a Japanese name. Just make one up. Call her Yuki.
Yuki. Okay. Yuki. Why did y'all break up? Why did you and Yuki break up?
General nitpickiness.
Explain.
Just wanted to say something shitty right before bed every day.
And this was a daily occurrence.
Yeah. Just like wanted to go to bed. Wanted to go to bed in the middle of a fight. Conflictaholism.
Okay. So what I'm saying is you're bad at communicating. And because of that communication issue, it bleeds into a relationship and then you'll break up.
Correct.
You held on to not having sex with her for 45 days.
42. But who's counting?
42 days. And you never said anything.
I did though. I remember saying something. I don't know. That was 10. That was a fucking decade ago. No, it was like 6 years ago. But I don't remember. I honestly don't. I was not happy at the time. I was in a general depression about being in a relationship that I wasn't getting anything out of, and I don't just mean sexually. I just mean affection wise. So your expectation for her didn't match what was going on. You didn't communicate that expectation was there. Yep, you nailed it. It's what I just said before the friend thing is I don't think I manage expectations well. But do you communicate it? Why would you put an expectation on someone that you don't communicate with them properly? Hey, this is what I expect from you. I feel like I have. The problem is you're probably right. You haven't done that with me. That's true. I know I communicate very clearly on what I think and I want from you. Yeah. You don't do that to me. Are you? Come on. Are you kidding? I have like a to-do list for you every single morning of like, this. I need you to input on this, input on this. Oh, you mean as a friend? Yeah. Oh, because I don't have any expectations of you. Okay, but you do, because if anything were to happen to you want me to drop everything for you, which I would, but you never explained that to me, that's an expectation you have for a friend. It's not. Well, but you in your head, you have that expectation for me already without telling me. It's not. Well, I don't have that expectation of you yet. Hang tight. But you will. We'll get there, and I won't tell you. Yeah, that's the point. It's going to be a real quick flip of the switch right there. That's not how it works. You need to communicate all your expectations. If I'm having an issue with Grayson, I tell them, hey, Bubba, I'm having an issue. This is how I'm feeling. Could you do this a little better? Or if you can't do it better, let's work on another compromise to fix this so that I don't hold this against you. You know, it's funny. I've honestly been getting so much better at that since grief counseling. That was like the first thing they do. Like when you have, you lose someone like your mom, the way I did. Mm-hmm. The first thing they do is they say, you need to just start telling your friends right now exactly like how it's going to be. You need to tell them that there's going to be days where you're going to say you'll be there and you won't. There's going to be days where you do this. And like, you need to set all of these up with everybody that you consider yourself close to, because they're going to think you're turning into a real, like, I don't know, hermit or like piece of shit for the next year. So you should probably warn them ahead of time. And so ever since then, I feel like I've gotten a lot better at it, but I haven't dated since then. So I don't know if that would help. And I feel like while I'm all over the place, I am pretty clear with you, I think. And yes, work-wise, but as a friend, I guess technically we've known each other under a month, so I don't really have any expectations of you. I pray to God I fucking set them when and if they arise, and beforehand, not during. This should all be established beforehand, because I didn't even know that was an expectation you had for your friends. I'm like, shit, Jackie, I'm in a Tijuana jail. You got to help. I would. Fly to Mexico. Get me. How was I supposed to know? Yeah. Because you never communicated. And that shouldn't just stop with like you're going through therapy with your mother. You need to apply that to everything. No, I am. That's what I mean. I feel like since I've learned that, that's one. The other thing is I can't say no. What do you mean? If anybody asks me for a favor, the answer is yes. Why? I don't know. Like what kind of favors? Like where does it stop? Burying a body, probably. Nobody's asked me to, but what was the last ask that you received that you were uncomfortable with and you didn't say no to? Can I borrow $300? You said yes? Yeah. Okay. Did they return the money? Yes. Okay. That's not the same thing. No, it's not. But I was uncomfortable. I was very uncomfortable. Why? I didn't think they were going to return it. Why? Let's just call it 17 years of history. Well, at least they made you think differently, which now they know that you thought that at the time. But I'm glad you didn't say no, because now they changed your opinion. But time heals all wounds. There has to be a line. There has to be like, hey, this makes me uncomfortable. I will still do it, or I don't believe I should do it. And this is why. And I think that's a totally reasonable and normal thing for people to say. I still have a tough time doing it. No. Yeah, I think that's what I'm afraid of. It's going to happen. That means if they get mad at you for telling them no,
they weren't supposed to be there in the first place.
I'm aware.
Using it.
Oh,
So why are you afraid
that's
of
very,
it?
very apparent. I guess I'm maybe that's not the reason then, because I've been like on a wild like 2 years of just cutting people out. I'm like, you're gone, bye-bye. So I really don't know why I have such a tough time saying no to like anything. Rides to the airport, helping move, mostly a lot of loans. I don't know why people always come to me for money.
You need to start saying no.
Probably smarter. I need to say no. I need to manage expectations and communicate them, and I need to keep a dream journal.
Yes.
Check. We're gonna fix me one day at a time, right, Jackie?
That's not what I'm trying to do. I don't like.
No, I didn't mean that sarcastically. I was being serious.
That. No, I know you were, but like, I just don't understand it. Like, I'm trying to, but I just don't.
See, this is empathy thing. Okay, so which part is the hard to understand? Why can't I say no to people?
Yeah.
I think it's that I enjoy being so well liked, and I don't care if I never see you again. Not you, Jackie. You in general public. I don't care if I never see you again. I want you to have a good impression of me walking away.
No.
If that makes any sense.
I used to do that too. Like in high school, I would give gifts to random people because I wanted them to like me so bad. And then I realized no one really liked me because of the gifts. They just either liked me for who I was or just really hated me because I was annoying. I
give gifts to my friends. I just don't do it when I'm supposed to. I like do it when I see something that's perfect for them. Or
that's what I do too.
Yeah.
I don't like you're doing it to please them so that they like you.
It's almost the opposite. It's that they do like me, and I'm doing it to keep it that way. I'm trying to keep the scales of judgment from sliding in the opposite direction. I don't know why. I'm talking about
the people that you say no to, like the people that you're cutting out of your life. You still want them to like you when they walk away. That doesn't make sense to me.
I know, it's weird, right? I can't explain why on that one either. I think it might have been like being overpraised as a child constantly. I know I have said a lot of very weird things about my mother in the last 2 episodes. I had nothing but love for that woman. I was just pointing some things out. They were just critiques. But I mean, I was just overpraised growing up.
Example.
I played piano. I got just nonstop compliments. I was a star student, a great musician. I was like a mathlete. I was in like calculus, like 4 in high school or 3 or something. And I got nothing but praise for my, I don't know, intelligence and musical ability. Nonstop compliments, nonstop recitals, nonstop, clapping.
So don't
I had to go
do that to my daughter. Got it.
Don't tell her she's beautiful and amazing every single day. You got to remind her that she's just like the rest of us.
She's pretty cute, though.
She is.
But so I had the opposite. I had to beg and do everything to get my parents' attention.
Oh my God, that would have driven me fucking crazy.
Oh, it does. Even as an adult, I still do it for my dad. Like it's bad, but yeah, I'm working on it. But you know, I draw, right?
Yeah.
So I started drawing because my parents drew. My mom, amazing artist. My dad is he's better than all of us combined. But they drew really slow. Like they took hours on an art piece, right? And I learned that if I draw faster than them and better than them, they would tell me good job.
Oh.
So I got the art piece that I showed you, what's going on our CBD stuff. It took me an hour.
God damn.
It would mostly take other people 5, 6, 7 hours.
I honestly can't believe how you do those. We'll be on a call, and then at the end of the call, you'll be like, "Oh, check out what I drew on that call." And I'm like, "How are you doing that while talking for an hour?"
I don't know. I learned how to multitask at an early age, and I learned how to do things, try to get it done better and faster than my parents could, so that they would praise me.
That's pretty much what I did, except I did it because I got praise. You know what I mean? I enjoyed the praise, so I kept doing it. It's probably not as hard, not as driven to do so. You know what I mean? as you would be. But
that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, like we were talking about competition too, you know, like you're competitive, but you enjoy the competition.
Oh yeah, definitely.
See, I'm competitive, but I hate competition. Like I don't even play multiplayer games anymore. Yeah, I can't stand that feeling of like somebody else being better than me and like visibly, like like that much better than me when it's just like decimating to your soul. I'm like, okay, this is guys on a whole other level that I don't want to invest time into to keeping up with on a video game. Now, professionally, absolutely. I don't mind that. That's healthy competition.
No, that doesn't make sense to me.
It's
like I want to be, like I
know,
want
it's
to
a
be
joke.
better, and
Sorry.
if I'm not, I will work my ass off to make sure that I am better, and I beat them.
That's what
and
I do.
Once I beat them, I'm good. Like I'm fine.
That's what I do in life. I just don't do it in video games. Like if I hop on like I don't know, just any of those multiplayer shooters, you can pick any of them out of a hat. They're all the same. I hop on, I buy it, I hop on, I get killed 4 times without like even like shooting somebody, and I'm like, okay, this game's over. I don't want to waste 40 hours getting good at this.
Sense.
I play single player games now.
That makes sense, kind of, because you don't want to waste your time, you know.
Yeah, I play RPGs now, so I can dress my characters up. I get to choose what boots they wear, right, Pete? Oh, sorry.
So you live with your dad right now? Oh, sorry, my dad.
Yeah, he's I moved in with him after my mom went, and then he decided to move to Japan with my younger brother and their family. So he sold the house in August or September last year, and we got an apartment together. Kind of. I mean, he's moving out about halfway through the lease, but yeah, I'm gonna be alone again. It's gonna be weird.
Then how do you communicate with him then?
Oh,
so you
dude,
have all these issues communicating with your friends and.
No, I wouldn't say I have issues communicating with my friends. It's just From
my perspective, you do.
I know it sounds like it. It really does. I don't though. It's just that. Well, fuck, maybe I do. No, it's just that I get upset when people don't drop everything to help me. But it's not like they.
But you don't communicate it.
No, that's true. I don't communicate that.
So what do you do with your dad that's different than with your friends and your exes?
Well, my dad, since I've been 18, has been more like a best friend than a dad, you know? Mm-hmm. Well, it kind of always has been. But me and him, he knows all of my secrets, every single one of them. And he learns all the new ones every day, too. So it's almost like you're living with your best friend. And we are just all too similar. I think he'll be on. We're going to have him on as a guest either next week or the week after. And he's such a blast. He's been
so many questions.
He's been a piano player his whole life. So for like damn near 60 years, he's been a professional piano player. He was like a studio musician in Vegas through like the 70s. I'm sure he's got some good stories. I've heard them all, I think, but he's got some good ones that I hope he'll share.
But like, how is it living with him? Like, do you guys have any issues when it comes to, I don't know, taking out the trash? I don't know what kind of issues with their kids that live together.
Issues, I guess, general cleanliness we both match on, which is good. So we don't have issues there. I guess my only real issue would be privacy.
You live with your dad, though. Of course you're not going to have privacy.
No, just like don't barge into rooms. Like you taught me as a kid, you always knock before you enter a room. Like I knock before I walk into my own room. You know, it's just like, I don't know. It's just kind of drilled
into your room.
No. He used to. Now we talked about it. And now he knocks and waits for a response.
Why can't you apply all of that to your girlfriends? Like
I can
that
now.
10%.
That's what I'm saying. Now I can.
Okay, then do it. Get a girlfriend.
Well, why? What's the point? I don't get anything special out of anybody I've met yet.
If you maybe fix all those communication issues, that it's going to be more than 10%. It's going to be, yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, hold on.
It might get boring though, but I can't promise you not getting boring. That's why I go and date other people if I want to.
Wait, does he too? I've always wanted to ask you that.
He hasn't. Well, yes, he can.
But he hasn't.
But he hasn't yet. I don't think he found someone because he's only interested in girls. He's not interested in males.
Where are you finding time to do this, by the way?
It just happens.
You are on the phone with me.
It's not like I go out of my way to like
Oh,
go
I
find
see.
someone. It's just I met someone random, like the last guy. Was it? Yeah, it was a guy. The last guy I dated
Oh God.
was right before him, and like it like meshed into each other. But that was like the last guy. A female I dated was in the beginning of our marriage, and I think I met her at work. Yeah,
Oh. Ooh, workplace love. That's
I really
always
hope
dangerous.
my parents don't hear this because they don't know I'm bi.
It's all right. You didn't put your last name on it, did you?
No, luckily.
Perfect. We're good. We'll stay anonymous.
But yeah, I haven't come out to my parents just because they're Catholic, and
Oh,
I don't
dude,
know.
that would
I don't
be
think
so
my dad
scary.
cares. My dad just doesn't care. I don't know. My dad doesn't have opinions much, but when he does, it's always like negative.
Yeah, I think it took a while for my mom to get used to the idea of my sister.
Is she gay or is she bi?
She's bi.
Technically, I'm pansexual.
Pansexual.
Well, yeah, I know there's a bunch of words out there, but I like anything or anyone. I like personality. I don't like it doesn't have to be based on looks. Because when I was a kid, I used to believe a perfect person had boobs and a dick. I had no idea that. Yeah, I used to believe that. Like no one corrected me either. But
so
up
weird.
until I became,
it's not weird, but weird to me.
Yeah, when I turned into a teenager, I realized that I've never seen a person with boobs and a dick. And I realized that wasn't a real person. Well, they are real people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't a normal thing to see on a daily basis. I thought that they were the ultimate human.
Dude, I think you might be right, though.
It makes sense, right? Like, the ultimate human has to have both parts.
You would think so, because then you get all the emotional intelligence of a woman and whatever else the guys bring to the table. Oh, goddamn. Oh, that's I can't get that image out of my head.
I'm sorry. It's just what like when I saw dolls, I assumed they had a dick under their underwear. Like I just assumed.
Oh
like
my
that's
God.
I don't know. Like I saw a Barbie and I assumed that she had a dick under her underwear. Like I don't know why, and I just assumed I was different, that I was the weird one. That I had a random hole.
Oh my God.
But yeah.
When I was a kid, I can't believe I'm about to say this. I thought a vagina was going to look like a big hollowed out penis that yours went inside. I didn't think it was like actually up into the body. I thought it was like a.
That visual is not going to get out of my head.
You know what I'm talking about, though? Okay. I think we're going to stop it here.
Wait. I have a question.
Go for it. Yes, it got hard.
Wait. I need that one, not that question. Okay, when was the first time you saw a vagina then?
Oh, probably. I was probably 10 or 11 when I stumbled upon a pornography. And I was like, oh, I see. That makes more sense. I was picturing this whole thing wrong.
I was 16 the first time I saw a porn video. Yeah, and then my grandmother found out because I didn't know you were supposed to hide it. I found it on the internet. And she shamed me.
Oh.
She completely shamed me into like watching it, and like she's like, "That's the devil." Like it was bad, but like then I became very shameful about sex after that. Yeah, she used to tell me like she was really open about masturbation, but she did say it was like the devil, and you're not supposed to do it because it's a sin.
Wait, masturbating or watching porn?
Both.
Weird.
Like she said, you can't watch porn. But she said masturbating was a sin, and that porn was a sin. And then she read the Bible to me afterwards.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Good
old Catholic. Man, they know how to like take the fun out of everything, don't they?
Yeah.
Not. It's. I don't mean to pick on Catholics. We'll get to Jewish people next week.
I just grew up Catholic, and that's what I believe. But yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, I hope you find like a relationship that's similar to you and your dad's. Like that's cool.
I have I have a bet going with my old boss. And he's about to owe me some real money soon about how long I could go without getting married. He was like, so you seen anybody? This was probably 6-7 years ago. I was like, no. He's like, oh, you'll be married in 4 years. I was like, want to put some money on that? Because I won't be. And
So
then we went double or nothing for no.
For 6 years. No
Yeah.
kissing.
Nope.
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't you ever want to or have the urges to?
No.
Oh.
I think when I fatted back up after I got back from Japan, after, the swearing off of the ladies thing, or just dating in general. I'm not dating guys or anything. But I think when I fatted up, like the drop in testosterone probably led to the decrease in, urges.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably all just part of the whole defense mechanism, the whole mat retreat thing.
I just hope that once you start putting the pieces back together and feeling better about yourself, that you will find someone. Or if you don't want to, at least date around, date everyone all at once. I'm
on the upswing. I'm sure you've noticed.
Oh no.
My life cycle is back on the upward route. So who knows? This could be coming all very soon to a theater near you.
Become polyamorous.
Just start dating the world.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Shit, people are marrying themselves in New York. I could date the world.
Well, I don't know how you're going to react to that, because if you think cheating is what happened with your ex, which was cheating, but she was going with a girl, and I don't know what y'all's guidelines were. Do you get jealous?
They probably weren't set knowing my history.
But try to set, these are my guidelines. This is what I believe is cheating. And then go from there. Yeah,
that's what I would do now if I were dating. If I was dating, were dating? I think it's were. If I were, that's what I would do now. For sure.
To date.
Yeah, thank you. Better correction. That's Jackie for the win.
Yay.
Oh, I wanted to talk to you about, so my buddy is coming up constantly with these fucking $1 million ideas, right? Just last thing before we run out. I mean, every time he says something to me, I'll see that product a week or a couple months later, just on shelves or on for sale or on a website. And I'm like, holy fuck, he had this idea. So I've been telling him. What you're
telling me is, let me meet him. Let's concept his ideas and make money.
Oh yeah, well, we're definitely doing that. But it's always I think he strikes as it's being struck. You know what I mean? Uh-huh. The idea is out there. He picks it as it's being produced, but it's not out there yet. It strikes right as soon as he says it. I don't know. But yes, let's try that. First of all, it's the vacuum guy.
Oh, of course. I need to meet this vacuum guy in person. I just need to.
Yeah, he's pretty fun. I'm actually going over there today to cook him dinner. He's got a little bit of a surgery thing tomorrow, so I hope it goes well. Okay. So I was just telling him if he can't capitalize on any of these ideas, maybe he should just open up a little table right outside of the mall and just sell $1 million ideas, $10 a piece. Since he's not making millions off of each idea. If he just sold each one he had, he'd have $1 million. And I think this $1 million stand idea is a $1 million idea. Right?
No. It sounds retarded. Hey, can you buy this piece of paper for $10? It's $1 million idea. Can you do something with it, please?
Yeah, he's like, here you go. Bane surgical mask. You're welcome.
Oh, gosh.
All right. So, well, I guess we'll wrap that episode up, right?
Yeah. Well, you need to say all the plugs.
Oh, I got a lot of stuff to say. Yeah.
Don't forget to tell them. Download. And give us 5 stars on
iTunes.
Yeah. 5 stars.
Rate, review, download. All 5.
All 5 of them.
Read the best ones on next week's.
Oh, please put jokes. I need to hear some juicy jokes or beliefs that you had. If you put a belief, I thought everyone was trans. I did. I thought all humans were trans, or the perfect alien human was a trans.
Oh, wait till we talk about my black Uncle Russ, who is very, very white. We'll get to him next week. We should have fun too. Okay, so let me run through this real quick. Magic for Humans with a Z on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're up on every major streaming service except for Google still somehow, iHeartRadio and Pandora. But those two are going to take. iHeartRadio and Pandora are 2 to 4 weeks out still. But Google should be any day now. Okay. As Jackie stated, iTunes, please download, rate, and review. 5 stars would be preferable, but go with your heart.
If you give us a 1, I'd kill you. No, I'm kidding. I'm
I would
joking.
trust her on that. Oh, all right. Yeah, legally we can't say that.
For legal reasons, I am joking. Find me at your window, you know why.
Oh my God, that would be scary. YouTube, we don't have they won't give private domains until you reach pretty high numbers. So it's hard to find. Just get to it through the website. It's magicforhumans.com, again with a Z. Competing with this Netflix show, and we're going to bury those. No, I'm kidding. Also,
we never mentioned the show.
No, Magic for Humans on Instagram as well with the number 4. And please visit the site. Submit anything artsy. You may submit, drawings, ideas.
We will
songs.
tag you and use you.
We use you. No. Mutually beneficial. You will get credits and maybe even appear on future merchandise. And the merchandise store is coming soon.
I would actually donate to whoever, if any of their art goes on merchandise, I would donate some of that. Because they deserve it.
Definitely. And if you really want to support us financially, we also have a PayPal and a Venmo, and I think that's about it. Everything's on the site. Go to the site, magicforhumans.com with a Z.
Please.
There's no Z in the com. It's in Magic for Humans.
There is at the end of please.
Please. No. All right. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week when we will be discussing how to add needlepoint to your favorite throw pillows.